Welcome on the Bridge 99 FM to the public eye with the open mind. I'm Rev.Thwaites, and later on, Irwine Clare of Irie Jam joins us. And from the beginning right to the end is the Honorable Pearnel Charles Sr. Hello, sir.
Morning, sir.
Happy to be with you.
Well, I'm glad you're back with us. And you need to go every now and again, not for so long, because you seem to come back refreshed. I need to advise that if you were on a color television, that I've seen sparkling cheeks.
Oh my goodness.
And you're at the tip of your nose.
Look at you on the monitor, and I will not return the description at all. Thank you very much. Thanks very much for joining us on this program. You know, this is special. The station is special because the Bridge 99, after all, connects the diaspora all over the world. All lovers of Jamaica, this is your place. And we also, on the open mind and with the public eye, look at issues of national significance to all of us here and there, and we give you fair commentary on it. Pearnel and I come from different backgrounds, but we have one common passion. That is the nationalism that we share about our origins and our lives and our future here in Jamaica. So please stay tuned to the Bridge, 99.1 3579 on the FM dial. And of course, you can always connect to our YouTube channel, Bridge 99 FM. Instagram, it's at the Bridge 99 FM. And of course, there's the Bridge 99 FM app in the Google Play Store and Apple Store. Later on, as we said, Irwine Clare on our sister station, Irie Jam Radio, for the Global Connection Hour. So, Mr. Charles.
Yes, sir.
One of the issues of my trip abroad was to attend and have a close inspection of an American company, which is making waves. Well, I should say, run by Jamaicans, and now with Jamaican share participation. Located in Florida, making the finest Jamaican patties. And yes, and selling to the high end of the supermarkets chain throughout the United States. And I was enthralled. One, because the name of Jamaica is being lifted up. Two, products as sweet as a Jamaican patty. Yes, although I have to tell you, they have to make it with a little less pepper and scallion. Over there. Yes, than what we would enjoy here or accept here as normal. But Jamaican people who have invested,
yes.
A big Jamaican company, I think I can tell you, Grace Kennedy, has invested also. And there are Jamaican workers there, yes, and also Cubans, Latin Americans, other Caribbean people.
What name do they carry?
They carry a name called Majesty.
Majesty?
Yeah, Majesty.
Majesty.
But wait now. The principle of the thing is what I wanted to raise with you. Many of these people who initiated the company left Jamaica in the 1970s because of what they perceived as political threat.
Yes.
And they also had suffered some unnecessary, real economic distress of building in a factory that they owned had been burnt down. Okay? And they have, but look at what has happened. First of all, they have not shaken the dust of the Jamaican nation and the Jamaican culture off their feet. Yes? They remain Jamaicans, although they've been away for 40 years. Two, they are picking up and elevating a quintessential Jamaican product. What could be more Jamaican than a patty, Mr. Charles? A beef patty.
I tell you what could be a little more Jamaican.
Yes.
If they're not only transferring the term patty and the content, but some of the people who really start the patty business in Jamaica, do they have any connection with them?
They have, no, I don't know that. But what I do know is that I am happy for what is taking place.
Yeah, I'm not. Don't.
You're not saying otherwise.
Yes.
Well, you know what happened in the 1970s, and it went on into the 80s. And unfortunately, if you look at the lands at the embassy, it is still happening.
Yes.
People losing
people would say it started in the 70s, it has not stopped.
Right.
Maybe slow down, but people are still in the middle of their head, in the brain, conscious that it may happen again. And
if you looked at history to it even before the 70s, but for different reasons.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, what is it? What can we do? What ought to be done in order that the enterprise of Jamaicans should be sited in Jamaica rather than elsewhere?
Well, I tell you, and it's not a joke, if we had more radio stations like the Bridge,
yes, I agree,
that made the connection long ago, that Jamaicans who are going away, some went voluntarily, some went by force of what was happening here, they were reminded, as the Bridge has been able to do, from United Kingdom to Canada to the United States, to all over the place, that Jamaicans, the diaspora, you are here, you are working with us, we work with you, you give us, you send back, we come.
I love that.
That could have made it.
It did. So
but the liquor is there, running. The liquor is there.
No, the
guy from Westmoreland is still there.
Yes.
The guy from St. Anne is still there.
How you know? And they're proud of that.
And the man in New York where my son went.
Yes.
The guy who was on here telling us about round leaf up at Brooklyn, up at this.
Sure.
There is a Jamaican context that is
so
there.
you know what, that experience and the other stories that you are recounting has led me to do is to rethink the concept of nationhood.
Yes.
And it's easy to say, but we want to put flesh on the idea. Jamaica is a country. Jamaica is a material place and a spiritual place without borders. We Jamaicans.
That's a fine word. Without borders. And let me stop it. Don't forget
please,
what you're
please.
going to
No,
say. I have been to a few countries.
Yeah.
And because when I went to Nigeria, I asked, are any Jamaicans here? They said yes. And you know where they were?
Yeah.
Way up in the civil service. Way up. They were not down here. And I went to several other countries.
Really?
And the Jamaicans are there. And I said, but listen, if all of you are here, nobody is back home.
What is that?
But that Jamaica. That Jamaica. And we're a walking set of people.
Yeah.
Right? Doctors, nurses, lawyers, you know, and they have two things. They still have the language, because in Nigeria, not Nigeria, one of the countries where the black people were sent back from America to Liberia. But I went to Liberia, they would say, where he there? I will say, where him there? So they change he to him,
but
and that is the only thing.
The common origin is there.
Common origin is there. The only difference that I discovered in the Jamaican patois in Liberia was one or two words. Where she there? Where him there?
No, look.
Where he there?
Okay, so we then have to think, as we are doing on this opportunity we have on the bridge, we have to think of our nation not in terms of let me put it positively, in a much more inclusive way.
Yeah.
Yes, and we have to accept and try and connect the sinews of relationship in a way that's going to make sense and which is going to be of benefit. Now, this is why I was so happy that the particular company I'm telling you about now has a strong Jamaican corporate investor.
Yes.
They have seen what these people can do with a Jamaican product. And they have said, fine, we will put money in there in the hope of earning money for their shareholders in Jamaica and elsewhere, and lifting up commerce and employment generally.
Yes.
That is I'm not canonizing anybody, but I'm saying that's a good thing. And we want more of that. We want more of that than some of the extractive stuff, yes, which has in fact been the characteristic of our history.
What, Ronnie? You heard when the Prime Minister went there the other day? He invited the Jamaicans who left long ago
to invest here.
To invest in Jamaica, to join their investment there and here.
Yeah.
What is going to happen when we can say, I go to New York, I go to, and you find somebody there with a business that is taken care of, or is, I am being trained here to go to the business in New York, or they're sending back some people there to train us here or to work here.
Look at that. No, so I'm fully in support of that. But then that leads me to a related issue which I wanted to take up with you, because one Mr. Robert Montague, chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party, makes a statement over the weekend that we should move towards such arrangements, government to government, or whatever else necessary, so that Jamaicans can go and come from the United States, United Kingdom, and Canada
without visa,
visa free.
Are you in support of? Are you support of that?
No, I don't support stupidness.
Well, how would you guarantee who will go there if you don't have a visa?
Well, this is it.
You'd believe that the Americans are going to say, who want come?
No, so why he said it?
Well, Ronnie, you can't ask him how he said it.
But he's a serious man. He said he's head of the party of which you are a member and which I have some admiration for.
He's a Jamaican of which you are so proud of. So he's just like you.
Jamaicans must talk sense.
Yes, but the truth
how is that going to be possible?
The truth is, there are many of us in Jamaica who feel that we're going under too much pressure to get a visa to go to England, even to look for a family.
I agree entirely.
Right? But to say you're going to open the channel to Canada, and maybe I think that's what probably he means. The problem that one has to go through, and I'm going to apologize for him without even knowing whether I should, but the lines in the Canadian and the American embassy of those who want to have a visit to their family or a vacation is so long, and they turn down so many of them. Maybe he was thinking in that way. No, I don't think he mean that all people from his constituency go to get dressed. Well,
this is the point, because if that were the case, he wouldn't have anybody to vote for him in Western St. Mary.
I without consultation, I would believe that he does not mean that. He probably mean the pressure that we have to undergo now to get a visitor's visa, or that visa to go to Canada, even to join your parents.
Yeah, but you see, I wanted
probably he should have said it.
Okay.
Well, no, I don't know.
Let's say what I do recall of the report was that he pointed out what I thoroughly agree with, that it is highly anomalous that in order to get to the highest court of Jamaica, the Privy Council in England, you have to get a visa to go there, to appear before a court.
Yes.
And that is such a contradiction and an anomaly that it cries out, and he said he agreed there's time now to change that. I hope that the government will move in that direction. The Privy Council, in the previous case, Marshall Burnett against the Attorney General or whoever, had set out clearly what Jamaica needs to do to disentangle itself from the Privy Council. And for the life of me, Mr. Charles, I can't see why the government just doesn't follow that. But he, Mr. Montague, is the first official of that party. No, I think Minister Chuck has said it in the past also, is being clear on that point. But what struck me as being very strange is this, if I call it a millenarian hope. I'm putting him in the category of Bedward. That's somehow, and I respect him, that somehow the United States, Britain, and Canada are going to say, Jamaica, come and go as you please.
No, because you see, the problem is they would say, Jamaica, come, but you can't tell them go. Because you see, actually, I think that without a consultation, I think that what I would understand and work with is if I want to visit this country, whether my relatives or for business, you have to go under real stress and strain to get a visitor's visa.
Why?
Well, that is a policy.
Yeah, but it's because of something.
But hold on, they have to undergo that strain to come to Jamaica too.
No.
Not as hard, because we want the visitors,
because we want
the tourists to come. But they don't necessarily want.
And if they stay, we don't mind. But when we stay, they mind.
Could I tell you one more? I want it to remain a joke.
Right.
I said it once, and somebody said it's not a joke, Mr. Charles.
Uh-huh.
You park a ship that can carry 500,000 people down at the King Street.
Yes, Kingston Wharf.
Kingston Wharf, and announce that there's a ship there taking people to America.
Mm-hmm.
And the first come, first go.
First go.
Do you know what they said happened to the ship?
What I'm
Sink in the harbor. No, but the truth is, there's a mentality of the average Jamaican.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter at what level.
Yeah.
That somewhere else is better than here.
Foreign mind.
Right?
What Mr. Shearer used to call foreign mind.
Yes, but it comes, Ronnie, from the ease. The guys in the diaspora, they're still able to take care of us here. Yeah. Some, even a farm work, a man come back with a so-called grip load of jeans for the whole district.
Whole district.
So then that gives a mental shock.
Okay.
So if you're why am I here?
So let me ask the impossible question. Yes. How do we make it so that, in fact, we recognize the benefits of life in the metropole, but at the same time, yes, we have this burning desire to live in Jamaica, be in Jamaica. How do you build a prosperous society, Pearnel, with a set of people, the largest proportion of whom are anxious to leave?
I don't tell you how.
Yeah.
Well, this is not a joke now.
Uh-huh.
If you do the same thing for Haiti, what would happen?
Same thing.
No, sir. No. If you said to Jamaicans that the ship is going
to go, I thought you meant for Haiti to be
no.
visa
free. Ship is
they're not going there.
No, exactly. So there is something that we can use as a base as to what should be done. Mm-hmm. It's not only Jamaica and the Caribbean that wants to go to
it's an international.
A country that can be better off.
Right.
A country that can have a better education, a better life.
Yeah, but you see, I am of the view that it is entirely possible for us to make it happen here.
But look here.
Yes.
So what's I said?
Now we agree.
Yeah, we agree. But I'm going to hit you back in the 70s.
Hit me back right now.
In the 70s. People were leaving by, if you see him tonight, him tell you good morning from New York. Him tell you same ago. Something happened. And that trick stopped. Am I correct?
No, but to some extent, yes.
Well, it's to some extent, if you want to call it that.
People still go.
Because the fear and the willingness to want to develop oneself. Somehow they feel, say, listen, some people are gone. Yeah. Maybe the rest of us can stay around and watch a little because we really don't want to go,
Yeah. But this is it. So I want us to aspire as a people, not to migrate. I want us to aspire to make our homeland the Garden of Eden. That is what we must grow where we are planted. And I don't believe it is an accident that we people have been fashioned, have been mingled, have been comported in such a way that we can do that. We are special. This does not mean that there's anything wrong in going away. This does not deny the notion of a broad Jamaica, a land without borders that I proposed and you agreed earlier in the discussion. Yeah. But what concerns me is that we are not understanding fully the foreign mind.
Yeah, but if we're running...
And we're not training people to love our country.
But if we are to do that, then we won't have to import any nurses.
No.
We won't have to import labor.
No.
We won't have to import doctors.
Right.
Because we are training the teachers.
Yeah.
But guess what? Yeah. There is a delegation from the United States at the hotel advising Jamaicans, we are here for you, even at the arena.
Yes, sir. Really?
Even at the arena, they're saying That one, they look nice. We can take him. That one can run. We can offer a scholarship.
Yes.
And so it's not a one-way street.
So is it, but the Jamaican enterprise, the purpose of this nation, cannot be subsumed as some kind of appendage, some kind of reluctant appendage, some jilted or unwanted suitor of the great United States, Canada, and England.
But they're not exhibiting the unwanted suitor, as you call it. They're exhibiting the greatness.
Yeah.
If you leave here and you're
can make a better money,
faster runner, and you're a teacher.
Yeah. No objection to that,
And you're a doctor, and you're a nurse. So what happened? We pay the tax. We train the teachers.
And then go
and as they graduate, somebody who have the money to do the training, but did not do the training, come and say, now that you have been trained, come, we will offer you a better salary. We'll offer you a car, and offer a home, and your family. So how are you going to tell them not to go?
Okay, so before we get ready for the break, we can continue this discussion after. Compare our situation with the announcement that I saw this morning coming from the African country Sierra Leone, not far from Liberia, where the government has said, look here, in effect, my words, we are going for broke regarding education. We are going to spend 22% of all of our budget, of the entire budget. That's about 10% more than we do. On education. Because we, like Singapore, my words, like Cuba, at two opposite ends of the political spectrum.
And two different political
recognize that that's the only way forward.
But could I tell you something? And don't underrate your own party. I wonder with mine. I heard Michael Manley made the same speech.
But what stood in his way?
I heard Siaga make the same speech.
Me too.
That we were going to train sufficient people in Jamaica that we might have to voluntarily send with some. And what has happened? The pipeline is open so big that if we don't catch 1 foot and hold him, everybody gone. So, could I stop you right there? There's a call from somebody that I need to ask you to just give us 10 seconds.
Tell me.
The passing of Marshall Hall.
Oh, indeed. I should have opened with that this morning.
Somebody just called me to remind me.
But listen, but it fits right within our discussion, sir. Because Dr. Marshall Hall was the quintessential Jamaican, trained in the United States, as Professor Wint is saying in his obituary, entitled to a tenured professorship in a university there. In other words, wholly per US dollar. Goes to teach in Africa. As a broadening his experience. Voluntarily comes back to Jamaica, probably at a fraction of his salary. But makes it not only in academia as professor of management studies, but also he heads a utility. Remember, he headed the Jamaica Public Service Company, I believe, for a while, worked in public bodies. So it was Shirley who was the head of the public service, similar character, and then goes into Jamaica Producers, and that company, with an illustrious pedigree, because remember that is the hub of the Jamaica banana industry in the 1920s and 30s, and expands it to this broad conglomerate, which is highly regarded in Jamaica, and a man who anybody could talk to, a man who personally to me was so engaging and so helpful in so many instances. What a good example, what a happy memory. Tell me your story.
My story is Marshall Hall has assisted me to create a political life. He came to St. Thomas and he opened the Eastern Banana and employed some 3,000 workers in that little parish. We had, I think, 2 or 3 hurricane back to back. He said, Pearnel, we can't afford to build 3 years. Or we have built 3 years, we cannot afford another one. So guess what? We have to go. They said that from the second. I said, right, Marshal, please don't go. He said, all right, I'm going to give you another one. Hurricane come again. And he said, from all that I can tell you in my mind and my body, it is going to keep coming. Ronnie, I was in the cabinet.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, well, it's enough time I can say it.
Yeah.
I said, Prime Minister, they are going. The problem is they cannot rebuild. They can pay the insurance. What if what if the government paid the insurance for them for 1 year? Maybe we don't have a hurricane. Rather, guess what? It was not accepted. I don't think it was a cabinet not accepted. It was a policy of a company. Follow me? We didn't have any hurricane again for 3 years.
Look how nature...
And we shut down the whole place.
Nature conspired against a good idea. We're happy to talk about the affairs of the nation, to analyze them on the public eye on the Bridge 99. We soon come back. Thanks for being with us on the Bridge 99 FM. This is the public eye. Pearnel, Charles and myself talking about the affairs of the nation, mourning the passing of the Honorable Dr. Marshall Hall. Chairman he was of the Jamaica Producers Group, and prior to that, Professor of Management Studies at the University of the West Indies, and publicly engaged in all manner of different services to Jamaica. We offer sympathy to his family. And more than that, we hope that his example would be infectious to a whole generation of people here and abroad, sir.
Yes.
To turn themselves back.
Yes, because remember he came back to this country.
Yeah. Yes.
He said gold is back in Jamaica. And when he turned this thing over to his son, I was a little concerned because the son was not, in my time, at that time, up front in any of the negotiation. And when he said that it was time to pass the baton to a younger generation, maybe that should be an example of many of us. Maybe.
It's an example that you have followed in political life, haven't you? You have 2 children engaged.
Yes. And I'm not mostly at my encouragement, because I mean, Ronnie, to leave a dental surgeon to go and get $5 million a year, you can make that 2 months. And an attorney with a second degree at George Washington University, and an agreement between his exams between California, New York, and Florida.
At the bar.
I mean, he said that if I got 3 cases, that would take care of the 5 year.
Well, look at that.
3 cases can come on here. He said, so I said, why? He said, you cause it.
Yeah.
Now, Ronnie, I was not in their level. You understand? But I had a passion for service.
Well, you see, that is the essence of it all, which is why, connecting again as we do in this discussion of national affairs for our listeners here and abroad, I want to take you to a disappointment I have. One of my my interchanges with the late Marshall Hall was when we discussed school feeding the children.
Yes.
And because my thought was that the banana industry and the broader fruit industry, which he was engaged in, ought to be able to guide us as to proper nutritious elements in our school feeding.
Yes.
Okay, so here we are. We are, one of the reasons we were talking about people ready to migrate, visa or no visa, is because they feel they get better education for their children. All right. And here the news that we have this week, that the money has run out, and for a significant number of our children, the dietary support, the nutritional element of their education can no longer continue until at least next budget.
That's what
it's one school that has come out and said we stop.
Yes.
But I can tell you from my connection with many schools that the money cannot stretch. And unfortunately, as you know, sir, very well, and this is not a partisan statement, for many, many children, my guess is close to half of the children of the 650,000 Jamaican children who go to school, yes, that school feeding constitutes the major food that they're going to get for the day. You know?
May I disturb you?
Yes.
Many children.
Yes.
It's unfortunate, but I have to tell the truth.
Yes, sir.
many children are sent to school.
Yes, sir.
Not because the parents are so educationally take up.
Yeah.
But they know one teacher going to help train them,
yeah.
and they're going to get lunch.
Well,
they're going to be fed.
So, sir.
So before you ask me, let me answer. I believe that should be a priority in any budget.
Yeah.
Any budget.
Yeah.
Bridges are bad, roads are bad, all things are bad, but we must feed the children that they can get an education. They are the present, middle, and future of the country.
But thank you very much, and I respect your views and agree with them. But look at what we're doing. We are passing a supplementary estimate in Parliament yesterday. $60 billion or $80 billion, no? $60 billion, I think it is. Yeah. $28 billion of it is going to national security. Now, I know, or to public servants, rather, and another money to national security, etc. But nothing is there to feed the children. We have spent over the last several years, frightened as we are of crime, need to prevent people from becoming afraid and migrating, to link it with our previous discussion. But we granted $5.5 billion a year is good money to be spent on school feeding. I won't comment on what the Minister of Education said yesterday regarding her predecessor. Her predecessor being me. No, she didn't name me, but she made a incorrect comment about what was the position then. But never mind that. I'm not interested in correcting that. What I'm interested in.
No, but you're not interested in correcting.
No, because it doesn't feed one more child. That's the reason why.
Oh, you mean the quantity?
Yes, and that argument as to who never do this and therefore why you criticizing that.
No, that's not where we want to go.
No.
We want to go. Where do we go from here?
Yes, doesn't take us where we need to go. So why don't we schedule that for 45 after the break? It is. I'm on my knees now. Yes, I'm on my knees. Look here. The PNP conference in September cost a whole heap of money. The JLP said that they budgeted $50 million for their conference last week. Yes, those are not small monies.
But hold on, maybe you believe that when the party put 50 million, it's 50 million it costs.
Yeah, it costs more.
But you believe they pay me and for me to go?
Yes, sir.
You believe they pay me for the man who I help go?
Uh-huh.
In other words, conferences are not just the budget of the party.
Okay, grant you.
But get back to the point you're making.
The point I'm making is that for the ordinary person looking, yes, money not short.
But Ronnie, let's go to something that we have decided the other day.
For God's sake, come we feed the picnic now?
No, but to be honest with you, this is not a government problem alone, you know. When you tell me that there are schools that the children may not have been able to have gone to school because there was no food there.
Yes, sir.
Right? And even if you have a shoes and a pants to go, if there's no food, they can't go. Luckily, if they stay home, they can drink little tea and this and that. Right? Like we used to do in the old days. But the facts are, is there another way?
Is there another way? Yes.
Is there another way other than the budget, the taxes that the ministry has? Yes. Is there another way that Jamaicans in a community, in a parish, can hear that the school, the bakeries, the stores,
there is.
Sure. Supermarkets.
But you know why they won't?
Is there another way?
Yes, you know why they won't?
Why?
One, because government says that they can take care of everything, which is foolishness. They cannot.
I don't know.
Seriously, sir. That is why.
You and I know that Mr. Government, whoever he or she is, cannot.
So what was it? Look at the foolishness where parents were contributing to their education, to their children's education. And they were told and are still being told that you don't need to bother with that. We're taking care of everything.
No, what they are told, and let me tell you, because I have been out there myself, there are some teachers who said to a child, go home. You cannot stay here. You cannot come to school unless your parents pay. Hold on. I said to the Prime Minister, I said to the Minister of Education, is that the rule? No. They said, we cannot prevent you from making your contribution.
No.
But the teacher cannot tell a child that because parents didn't make a contribution.
We don't have any argument about that. And that I have
I stop there.
I have asked the Minister of Education.
I stopped there.
Yes. Because to give the instances where that happened and punish the people accordingly, whoever they are. Yes?
Yeah.
But that and I've never been able to get any response there. But let's not.
Let me just say this here. I don't think we need to punish the people either. We need to speak to the people and let them understand.
Yes, but
if you said to me,
you can't find $30 billion for a prison, and you can't feed school picnic.
No,
what is the use of us spending everything that we need to spend and everybody approve on national security when the Caribbean Food and Nutrition Institute at the university tells us clearly that it is the children who are malnourished who show less interest in learning, more behavioral problems, leave school, drop out of school, and go where?
That can answer that question easily.
Yes.
Because when every night you hear that 6 men who are playing domino, 4 die, and 2 gone to hospital. Now, that is, in my opinion, they are saying that is primary. To me, it's not. You are saying that if they had taken care of the children, then this probably would be happening.
No, I would say no.
But there must be a way now where we can say, look, we can help national security, but what is the priority?
No, I will tell you two
things.
To
me, well, tell me.
Yeah, I would have expected, when the Prime Minister got up yesterday and spoke about the benefits of the state of emergency, at the same time as he says that the state of emergency is not a crime-fighting measure, I don't understand how he reconciles those two statements.
Well, I will tell you because I asked him and they have to explain to me.
Okay, you can. But past that for the moment. At the same time as you're saying that you're going to have a 30-year minimum sentence for murder and 15 years for gun, and that you must make sure you aim straight, all of those things. I want to hear more about the government's own program of Project Hope, which has now gone into chrysalis. I want to make sure that while you deal with the man who killed the men playing dominoes, or the women and the children, all of those dastardly needs, and put them away after they've been convicted, I want to hear what you're doing for the children of this country who today, and tomorrow, and next week, already having lost 2 years of education, are going to school hungry. 40% of them.
Let me just say right there, because you didn't finish where you were going. Where I think you were going, which I was coming with you, is that if we put away the murderers, if we put away the others, and we don't put these in a condition, we'll be continuously putting away.
Precisely.
And continuously living from 50 to 60.
60 years.
But the point is this, Ronnie. I am worried.
So who is saying that other than Pearnel, P. Charles?
No, hold on. It's not me alone saying it.
Who's saying it?
Let me tell you something. Something that I want me and you
to say. I don't hear that coming out of
You believe, Ronnie, you believe if you had some food stores in Clarendon, and you wake up and hear that the children up at Edwin Allen, and it can't be more than 20 or 30 of them, it can't be the whole school.
It's 300 odd.
No,
If students on PATH, almost half of the students in Jamaica are on PATH. I wonder if our people know that.
What you see, Rennie, take another way. Almost half of the children in Jamaica are on you and mine taxes.
Yes.
We are taking care of them. Right? So I am saying, if you wake up and hear that there is one school that run out of food, and you have to come to Kingston to the minister to go through budget, to go through that.
No, you should deal with it right there from whatever you have.
And Ronnie, what bothers me?
But that doesn't take away from what the ministry should be doing.
No, but there's an emergency that when I was going to school, Teacher Williams wasn't going to come to Kingston.
Couldn't.
He would have asked the few men round the farmers to send some
I'm
food.
I'm agreeing with you, but not...
And the Chinaman to give some fish.
But not to deflect from the responsibility of the state, which you say you want to keep up. My position is it should be a shared responsibility. The position of the government is that educational expenses are all provided for.
No.
Education cannot be.
Hold on. No, I don't think the government says that.
Coming.
The government says this is what we want to do and what we are doing. But they must know.
Respectfully, the people don't understand it that way. People will borrow money to pay to go to dance, yes, and to buy liquor, and send a picnic, and to say government say and buy here.
Yeah.
Yes? Mr. Charles, hold on a second. Richie Nibar, good day to you. Welcome home.
Yes, how are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, thanks. Welcome.
I'm listening to you guys' discussion.
Yes.
A big special good afternoon to both you and your guest, Mr. Charles. How are you doing today, sir?
Boy, I feel Ronnie have me under pressure, but...
listen, Ronnie only for education, you know.
Yeah,
That's what Ronnie is for. And your government is not really for education.
Well, I don't say it's not. I don't say the government. I say
I'm going to share something with you, though.
We have some
I made the sacrifice.
Hold on now. We have some shortcomings that we are here discussing, and we wish that somebody is listening, because it is not only government that's going to make education roll in Jamaica.
And that's why this caller is particularly important, because he's one of those who makes it happen.
I'm going to share something with you this morning.
Tell us.
Haile Selassie, my past high school that I been doing for. From 2015 to now, I must have given them about $20 million. They wanted a phone system for the school, costing them $1.5 million in Jamaica. I know the government didn't have it to do it for them. I bought the phone system, bring it in, give it to them, and it's still sitting in the Bursa office in a trash bag.
Sitting where?
Sitting in the office, no use. Well, that's a shame.
At the school?
Yeah.
So who do we...
And they said they can't find somebody to install it.
Yeah, well, that's very unfortunate.
Top of the line, advanced, high technology phone system money can buy.
Maybe that's why. But that's no excuse.
I paid $7,000 US for it.
Yes, that's no excuse. And I urge you not to be disappointed, but you must feel it.
No, but Mr. Thwaites, it disappoints me that in my heart it's raining tears, because how can I bring something and give it to you for the betterment of the school, and it's sitting in the bursar's office in a trash bag?
Sir, let me say something to you, sir. Jamaica is very much more advanced than what you have been told or what you are saying. Trust me, if that is true, and I am going to take it upon myself without your request to find out if that is so, there are people right here in Kingston, technicians, top class business, who have top people, that whatever you can do in New York or in London, they can do it here. So that is rubbish to telling me you can't find anybody in Jamaica to install it. Foolishness.
Well,
you send me the information, and I am going to tell you. I take it as a personal responsibility.
Good, but at the same time,
it's embarrassing.
I bought tech support of 4 years for the system. The guy at the company is ready to assist them. It's a system with everybody having a voice mail, and everybody have an IP address. So they out or they're about, and they can retrieve their messages to better education.
Excellent, and I'm so happy for Pearnel's offer to help, and I'm sure it will be effective. But let me tell you, it is so important that we do the right things. And while you can help in that very technologically sophisticated way, which the school deserves, we have to go back to basics, Richard.
You have to work with them, what they can do.
And we have to...
I just made the final payment of $2,000 on my credit card.
Yeah. Well,
of that bill.
All right, let's
look at it sitting there.
Let's try and help.
But Mr. Charles, I want to congratulate your government today in starting the low sugar juice and drink in the school. I think that's a good move, very good move.
Okay, I think so too. I hope it's real, because what I see at the front of a school gate is a whole heap of picnic buying stuff.
Sir, I am a diabetic, and I have to watch what I drink, because I have to be careful.
Sure.
And I've drunk those juice, and I've tested my blood sugar, and I know that they're what they're saying for sugar in them.
Good.
They're really accurate.
All right.
So Mr. Charles, you're sitting beside of a man there, who is just for education. Not because he's my friend. He is for education, and that is thoughts and his live, and up to today, even though he's retired from the party, he's still looking out for the kids. God bless him, because
let me tell you
he is really...
Let me tell you something about him. He's looking at me. He publicly, to the annoyance of some of his former colleagues, past colleagues, say that any request from the present Minister of Education that has to do with education, just a call, he's ready to cooperate. And that is not something that we all want to do. Right?
But it's not. It shouldn't be seen as personal.
Knowing that his involvement in education when he was as a Minister of Education, I tell you, every time I think about him, I am thinking of the next gadget I got to bring and give him.
Well, it's not. Richie, thank you so much. But I want to turn it now, because
one thing before I go, I want to say
something. Some people like you who are lawyer abroad, and you could chup your teeth about things are not going right in Jamaica. You have stretched your hand to your alma mater, and to other places as well. And I want many other people to do just what you are doing. You see,
Ronnie,
yes. I just want to let you know, as my friend and a very dear friend, I know you have retired, but I'm here for you 100%.
Thanks, Richie. All the best to you, man. Thanks for the
call.
call.
One final thing I want to share with you guys today.
What's that now?
That the minister can take back to him, Prime Minister. We are making all the money in Jamaica, but we're not making the U.S. We need to make the U.S.
To make money in the U.S.? In U.S.?
Yes, in the U.S. currency.
Well, we're talking about making Jamaican patties and selling them for U.S. currency earlier on. So that's one step, but I agree with you.
Listen, one of the things is what the Prime Minister not thinking. In making the trillions of dollars every day on the wharf and bringing in a motor vehicle, but he's not making it in U.S.
Well, this
is... So often, people come through the airport and have the U.S., and if the government would think about it, that they need it, and make the proper arrangement and buy the people dollars for the right price, and accumulate that U.S., we would be in a better spot. So, sir, you could take it back to the government.
Well, yes, sir. That is an idea that we would love to.
But I think it's actually...
I have the full idea. I can email it to you.
No, but could you turn it around? Could you say that in New York...
Look, listen to me now. We have to.
I know. We have to break
millions of people.
We have to.
I know millions of people.
Yes. And you.
One quick minute before you take that break. I know people who would contribute steady money in U.S. to the government, but the government have to prove to them that they're ready to put it to work
and spend it right.
In the right.
Thanks very much for your call. All the best.
Good idea. We'll work on it.
Thanks. The Public Eye will come back for the Global Connection Hour with Irwine Clare of Irie Jam after this break. Stay tuned to The Bridge. Thanks for being with us on The Bridge 99 FM. It's World Cup time, but we are concentrating upon the liberty of the people. Entertainment and sports has its place, but that's for the evening. For the day, we have to labor, and we have to eat, and we have to provide for the young ones and the older ones, the vulnerable ones. This is The Public Eye, Pearnel, Charles, and myself, linking up soon with Irwine Clare at Irie Jam in the tri-state area of New York. Irwine, are you there?
Yes, I am, sir. Yes, I am.
Morning. Any hour of the day or night.
How's your football going?
Football going well, man. I mean, let me tell you, this is a thrilling time of the year for soccer fans, football fans all over the world. And
yes, have you seen what Spain has just done with
Croatia? Was it?
No. Costa Rica.
Beg your pardon. CRC.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. We could have been in that spot too, so hey. But it's obvious that Spain is a super team, and they played well.
Right.
As a team to watch.
So it means Costa Rica took it for us, or what?
No, we allowed them to take it.
Because we lost to Costa Rica and then we got out of it.
I don't know what will happen in Jamaica now. We had gotten that whatever amount of goals they got past them. But the point is though is that it's a very good time of year. It allows for sportsmen to highlight their talents, and even though Jamaica may not be there as a country, we have members on many teams. So that's comfort.
Well, we always do better abroad than we do a yard, I suppose. And that is a theme that Honorable P and myself have been talking about today. Because
you're a man just with 5 years. Yeah. We do better abroad, but a yard do better for we.
but gentlemen, we were all in excitement when that first goal scored by the United States, Tim Way, and just to let you all know, his mother is Jamaican.
Really?
And she's the first lady of Liberia. And
of course.
He's also the nephew of Mike Duncan, who is, as you know, the head of the UNIA here in
I did not know that.
States.
My goodness. So we're large.
Large abroad.
Well,
is that the same Duncan that we have here?
No, different.
Different.
I think so. Irwine Clare, what is bothering me seriously? It's a tragedy. Is the recurring abuse of guns in the United States and the massacres that are taking place. Yes. I think it's 3 in the last week. The last one being in Virginia
Walmart
today.
Yes.
And I'm concerned because when blood is shed, all of us are diminished. But again, what we're doing is promoting violence as a way to ensure peace.
And we don't see letting up,
But then we're doing it in Jamaica too.
There you go. And with the preponderance of guns and
this
the rights
cult
to bear arms.
of guns and the feeling that if your penis is inadequate, your gun can help you.
Well,
I mean, I'm sorry, I'm being very raw, but I'm trying to understand the mental attitude. The Firearm Licensing Authority tells us, was it 2 weeks ago, Pearnel, of the hundreds of guns that the licenses have lapsed.
7,000.
So hold on now. So
Ronnie,
what is that?
Ronnie, I don't know why you bring that up here.
But I must.
Look here. Look what you just said a while ago.
Yeah.
There are 7,000 guns.
Yes, sir. Unaccounted.
Hold on. That the licensed people have not come back for license.
Right, sir.
Where are the guns?
Where are the guns?
No, hold on. Don't you have the name and address of all of those people?
You should.
Up here.
Yes.
I have a gun.
Yeah.
My name and address.
Sure.
And everything is in the.
Is there?
So
what is this?
Those 7,000 guns. The government need to know where they are.
Yes.
But the question I have to ask, and maybe Ronnie can put this in legal terms now, the gun amnesty, is it up yet?
Yes, it's up.
Okay,
yes.
So therefore, those 7,000 persons are now exposed to the punitive actions of having an illegal gun then?
Yes, but they won't suffer.
Oh.
The what?
They will not suffer.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
Because nobody's going to go after them and charge them for illegal firearm.
Ronnie, I know you're a Christian and you don't bet. But if you're going to tell me that you know 7,000 people, you have their name and address, and they should have licensed their gun, and they have not come back to license those guns, and you can't ask Mocha or whatever car they want to go to find out what happened to John and his gun, then you need to put the ship down there for me to leave.
The system is corrupt, sir. The system is
not corrupt.
What? The people?
It's people corrupt.
Okay, sir.
The system is there for all of us to use it.
Okay.
If we want to corrupt it, we can corrupt it.
Well, let me tell you.
Want to clean it, we can clean it.
So when the youth or the big man or whoever is a criminal, yes, man or woman, sees how things run to get a license or don't get a license, yes, what does he or she think? I'm not excusing the illegal possession of firearm. I want to banish firearms. It's only the security forces I should have to depend on. They should be so uncorrupt and so ubiquitous that they can take care of me. No, I'm no model, but I've never held a gun in my life.
Yeah, but this is a serious thing. We are talking about 7,000 licenses.
So I want to hear about it.
That has not been renewed.
Yes, sir. So while
where are the guns?
Yes, sir. So the headline of the Gleaner today is that we're going to have a minimum sentence of 30 years for murder.
For murder,
right? So and the gun is the preferred implement of murder. I emphasize the point you just make. I adopt it. Yes, where are the 7,000? Because those are potential illegal murder weapons there.
And what does the law says? What does the law says?
No, it's very clear.
Right.
Hold on. That you can answer that question, you know.
Yes.
If I have a gun, I have been advised by the licensing authority that my gun must be relicensed on my birthday.
Yes, sir.
If I miss a day, I have a problem.
I'm illegal.
No. What about those people? Well, you're telling me that 7,000 Jamaicans did not realize them gun, and you don't know what happened to the gun?
So you said...
But I have a question there, you know.
Yeah.
And that is the clarity now. Because we hear about persons who are apprehended with an illegal gun. And I'd imagine in people's mind is a police go out and they catch a man on the street with a gun.
Yeah.
But those 7,000 guns that have now lapsed, according to reports, wouldn't they also fall into that same category? And what are the actions to be taken?
You're either legal or illegal, eh?
Can't be half.
That's right.
They fall into unlicensed gun.
Hold
on. Hold on.
Okay, yeah.
Hold on. If I have a gun legally,
yes, sir,
and I don't license it, there must be a charge for carrying your gun unlicensed.
Okay.
Is it addressed?
You're an attorney. Come on,
right. Pulling hairs here, you know.
Right, of course you are. Pick it up.
I'm letting Irwin do it for me. Irwin, say you're splitting hairs. Yes, and then you have the video yesterday on Jamaican TV, all on social media. You must have seen it, Irwin, where on the street, the woman is apparently a woman of unsound mind is walking past or towards a man, and he's backing off. I don't know why, and she's not armed, and then he pulls a gun and points in her face.
Ouch.
And so his firearms is taken in, quote unquote, but not suspended. Now, I mean, I'm not judging that.
No, but if it's taken in, don't have it.
Well, doesn't have it.
And he has to pass something to get it back.
My point is that there are a lot of people who have legal firearms
who should not.
I'm glad to hear it's suspended. I'm getting that information. But I want to tell you, there are a lot of people who have legal firearms who should never have it. They do not have the temperament. They do not have the balance. They do not have the judgment. They maybe can aim straight, but that is not the point. They don't have the moral fiber to hold a gun.
As you said, it's the same thing about people who are driving.
Of course, sir.
There's some people who are driving on the road.
Of course, sir. Yeah, but except
not necessarily because they are old.
No, but a gun can kill you a little faster than even a badly driven car, and therefore we are joking around the issues of personal safety.
Let me ask you this: we saw a news article about the JDF soldier who shot and killed an individual.
Yes, sir.
And that may be a situation that has caused significant consternation. Is there any opportunity for you to expound on that for especially our listeners here on this side here?
Well, what I'm told is that the man was in fact not armed and walking away. However, the investigations, as we are told, continue. I have no faith in those investigations. What I do know for sure is that an incident like that has created or underlined a public perception that there is recklessness and there is cruelty and there is illegality coming not only from the criminal element, and that is bad enough, but it is coming from within the security forces as well.
Wow.
And I dare anybody to tell me not. I have 50 odd years of experience to prove that.
Okay, let me say something to you. Say something where I can't agree with. I cannot agree that the society is at a level where you cannot have any confidence in those who are to do the investigation. If that is so, then let us all fly away. Now, there are some investigations that are not going to be correct, but there are some genuine people in all organizations, whether in the teaching, in the medical,
no, I accept
the professional,
that, sir. But
in the police.
Let me tell
there
you
are some decent guys
sure. And I accept
who can
that.
do the investigation.
But let me,
please do not say.
No. Let me. I made a comment about a particular one, and I would like to give the basis of it because it is a serious charge, and your replies is very serious as well, and you're correct. If I look at the history of these investigations regarding internal investigations regarding alleged crimes of the security forces, they inevitably and almost universally, yes, go nowhere, prove nothing. Never, seldom is there any recourse that is taken. And I cannot believe, and from my own observation, it is not true that is the case, that each is justified. I say the same thing about teachers. When I went to the Ministry of Education, disciplinary actions against a teacher, almost 90% of them were always dismissed on procedural grounds. You cannot have those people any profession investigating themselves.
Well, put it there, Ronald. Put it. I'm not going to go. I'm going to say to you, it is better to have people who are not part of them.
Independent.
But there are people in there.
Yeah, no, I accept that.
Okay, who can do the investigation?
Who can do it?
Okay,
but if you look at the history, and the public perception is important in every instance. Yes, it's not probative, but it is persuasive, and the integrity of the state of emergency and the use of the military along with the police, which the Prime Minister and others have spoken about, yes, has been undermined by what happened on Law Street 2 days ago. Indeed. Undermined.
Indeed.
And you're saying one incident?
No, incident. Because it's, first of all,
too
it's
many.
not
One incident too many.
One incident too many. Mm-hmm. And secondly, even if it were that one incident, it shows how dangerous it is to repose the power of life and death on people who are inadequately trained. And when you come back and tell me that soldiers and police on the front line are in fact trained in human rights, I have to laugh.
Gentlemen?
Why you laugh?
We take a break. We'll come back with more. This is Irwine Clare and Irie Jam on the Global Connection, the Bridge 99.
Welcome you back to the Global Connection Hour with Rev.Thwaites and Pearnel Charles on the Bridge 99 FM. My name is Irwine Clare here on Irie Jam 93.5 in the New York tri-state area the day before Thanksgiving. The stores are filled. People are buying last-minute stuff to ensure that the meal will be a healthy and fulfilling one tomorrow. And gentlemen,
gentle sir. Well,
Irwin, I wasn't hungry until you started
about Thanksgiving.
No food tomorrow, man.
No, but thank God, there's a lot, despite everything we've been talking about, and so much more that there is to discuss. Yes. We give thanks that for all of the blessings that attend both of our countries. There's a lot to give thanks for.
Oh yes, indeed.
Yes?
Indeed. And as we do so too, we are also mindful of what we call the empty chair.
Yeah.
Those who have left us, and those who have left us, especially during COVID time, where we never had a chance to celebrate their transition.
Yeah.
And so it's a humbling time. It's a festive time. Kids are home from college. It's the most traveled day today in the United States.
Yes.
So it's a good time to really sit back.
I have a concern though. While we say all of this, there has been a lurch towards infection, moral infection, and anarchy in the United States, which I am concerned about. Mm-hmm. And it is the assumption of that social media platform called Twitter by that gentleman called Elon Musk. Him don't have any morals, Pearnel.
Yeah. But I don't think that what he says work. Those can you say to 700 or 800 people go home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the United States, that's where trade union is extremely strong.
His headquarters is in Texas. His headquarters in Texas.
You mean that's in Texas?
That's like a different country.
In Texas, they ride a horse.
Okay, well.
No,
and they have something on the side.
Apart from the issue, the question of his employees, yes, which is very important, because I've never heard of it before, but I understand that he's able to do this. He's giving them some severance period, but be that as it may. But this gentleman's standards about free speech, yes, are in my view bordering on right-wing anarchy.
Well, yes. And it's how he sees it from his perspective.
How he sees it, but his bread is buttered.
Yes. Or is it an attempt to accommodate a new thing?
Whatever it is, if he removes the protections against hate speech and elevates the capacity of people of ill will to masquerade lies and slander
and say it freely
and
call it free speech
and call it free speech, Mr. Charles,
yes.
that is not liberalism. Yes, that is a perversion of liberalism. Yes, that is to make heaven become hell. Yes, to make good become evil. And I am really, because his first moves, Mr. Clare, are very, very negative moves. Putting back Trump, that master of lies, reinstating him, and many others, even looking now to raise the reinstatement of Alex Jordan or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Jones. Yeah,
Jones. Look here. Why do we take that which is so good, so pure, yes, and so prized, and contaminate it?
Because there are people who see value in what he just said, and for them there is an eager appetite for that.
Irwin, you just make a serious point. In every way we turn, we can find an audience. Negative.
The question is, the audience we find, is it the audience that is sustainable and will cause us our own demise? And that's the challenge. And I think that with these activities right now,
everybody's making that claim that audience is theirs. This one is mine, and their audience is pure, and ours is contaminated.
That's the world we live in. That's the world we live in.
The declaration of human.
Ronnie, just before you move on, because you said something that struck me based on something I heard yesterday. Mm-hmm. A baby died in Ukraine.
Oh God, 2 days old. Can you imagine?
No. So why? So Irwin, I am not. As you were saying, to make a crib about your food thing. Yeah. But I am concerned about a part of the world where people...
inhumanity.
But you know, gentlemen...
They lock off the heat, they lock off the water,
oh God,
and they lock off the food, and they are being...
For what?
Pounded to
powder. But gentlemen, even as you speak on that, and yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly, but there's still famines taking place in places like Sudan and elsewhere in the African continent that nothing is being said about. Yeah. So it has and we can even come closer. Ethiopia. The challenges that we face in our country next door, Haiti. What so we have a lot of these situations. Right now, Ukraine is the sexy one. Everybody's attention is there. But there are serious other issues that we also too have to be mindful about. And we have it right in our midst too.
We have a guest from Haiti today?
Already?
I don't know if...
Yes. I think he is. Yes. Well, let me introduce him. He's a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist, gentlemen, and he's a founder and publisher of the Haitian Times. He's also an adjunct professor of journalism at the City College of New York. He's a co-founder and inaugural executive director of the Center for Community and Ethnic Media at the Craig Newman Graduate School of Journalism at the City University of New York. His name, gentlemen, is Garry Pierre-Pierre. And understand it's actually Pierre-Pierre. It's not P-E-A-R either. Anyway, welcome, Garry.
Thank you. That's a mouthful with all these CUNY references.
Garry, as we welcome you to Irie Jam and to the bridge. One of the sadnesses of our colonial history is that the two countries that are nearest to each other, Haiti and Jamaica, are so separated in history and in culture and in contact. We are anxious as Jamaicans to reach out to our Haitian brothers and sisters, and yet it appears that we have to do so via New York. Can you imagine?
No, through the bridge.
through the bridge.
And just to add to that, can you imagine the way that I meet you as being one of the City College of New York graduate?
Oh Lord, Pearnel is one, you know.
Yes, and
campus. Tell them how beautiful the campus is.
Yes.
Please don't search for my grades.
Garry, tell us about your life as a young person in Haiti. Tell us your story between Haiti and the United States.
I left Haiti. I was 10 years old. And grew up in New York and New Jersey. So my life in Haiti is mostly summers that I spent there with my grandparents and hanging out. Basically, it was great. We love going back. All of us kids look forward to going back home, eat the good food, enjoy the beach and the sun, and then come back to New York.
The connection between Jamaica and Haiti, Irwine, is a profound one in our past, you know.
Indeed. Bookman, yes.
Bookman Dotty, and the constant flow of persons who took refuge in Jamaica. Many of the Haitian leaders under pressure, up to Jean-Bertrand Aristide, came among us, and Salomon Soluke, many others. And even now, the underground or informal trade between the two countries. And yet, there appear to be barriers. And I'm very anxious to know whether what we are hearing about our Haitian brothers and sisters is accurate. What is the prospect for the future? And how can we in the Caribbean, supposedly colleague members of CARICOM, what can we do to help?
Well, unfortunately, the Haiti situation is being handled, well, for better or for worse. I don't want to say unfortunate, but for better or for worse, the U.S. is a lead actor when it comes to Haiti. And it picks and chooses who it wants to be part of the solution. Right now, if you've been watching the developments in Haiti, Canada is playing a leading role.
Yeah.
Canada just the other day, last week, well, a couple of days ago, sanctioned the former president, Michel Martelly, the former...
Yes, we know him. We met him.
Minister Laurent Lamotte, and the deal. And all in this is after
Irwine, the connection.
Such as it is.
Yeah,
so
Pierre, we're going to attempt to get you by phone because the Zoom link is not working as well as it should be, and so let us do that reconnect. In the meantime,
sure.
Gentlemen, we can discuss.
We can chat while we do that, eh?
Yeah. Yes.
Ronnie, I listened to a young man from Haiti this morning on another station.
Yeah.
And he came here and he's participating in tourism and hotel industry in Jamaica.
Okay.
And we wonder why we have not been closer. That integration, that.
Well, we know why. That is what colonialism meant. It was divide and rule in every single aspect.
But we have been separate from colonialism long enough to even start to think about something. We made the connection in the Caribbean.
Well, we did, but I don't know that we've been serious enough. We're looking in a very narrow cultural base. I hear Pierre is back with us.
Yes, Pierre.
Speaking, I'm here.
Yes, go right ahead.
You say that the U.S. is calling the shots, and Canada, to what result?
Well, ultimately, what they want to do is want to fight the gangs, eradicate the gangs that have paralyzed the country for the last 4 years. And so that's where we are right now. And they had been talking to Mexico, Brazil, even some other countries in Chile. And for whatever reasons, these countries decided to pass at the opportunity. And so Canada, like the U.S., has this large Haitian diaspora. It doesn't have a history of meddling in Haitian affairs. And so right now, I think what the folks in Washington are thinking that Canada would be a good country to take the lead in this latest challenge in Haiti.
What can they do? What is the origin of these gangs? Is it not in a deep poverty and distress, absence of basic social services? What are the root causes that whatever nation would try and address?
Well, what you just mentioned is they are part of the root cause problem. But I think now we've gotten to a point where that problem has become intractable. So what should be done is to help the Haitian National Police build capacity to fight the gang and get the country back to some sort of working capacity.
Who are these gangs?
Then once that's done, then we should address the inequalities that you mentioned, the lack of opportunity. So it's a two-pronged approach. First, it's a law and order, and then the second is a social networking and making sure that there are opportunities. Because no country is poor, by the way. You have poor people. There are resources. They're just not allocated properly. That's what we're talking about in Haiti. It is no different. Even in the United States, when you look at certain cities and rural areas, despite the wealth of this nation, you have extreme poverty. And so that's where we have to approach the situation in Haiti. And it has to be a long-term solution, because otherwise you go back every 10 years, because they've always addressed the security issue, but the societal issues are left aside.
Listen up, Jamaica. Listen up, Jamaica. Same thing, Irwine.
Yes.
But Pierre, why isn't there a strong international movement to say to the French people, look, you robbed Haiti of their prospects for economic independence and societal reconstruction by demanding compensation that you collected for their freedom. That to me is the greatest mortal sin of the past.
Well, absolutely, but first of all, the French people don't even know about that history. It's not taught in French schools. They don't know about it. And I know you're referring to recently the New York Times did a big story, a deep dive, looking at the history of what you just mentioned, the ransom that Haiti had to pay. And they were surprised that few people in France know about it. So, I guess as Haitian and as Jamaican and Black people, we care about this. But the reality is most of the European world, they don't care about what happened in Haiti, what they were done, because that's the way they did business back then. It was normal. They exploited nations, and then they ripped all the wealth and benefit. And I think the problem is that we Haitians have to come together, just like we did in 1804, but this time it will not be a bloody revolution, but we have a revolution where we know that enough is enough. We're going to call out the leaders who are robbing the country blind. They have to be held accountable. I just hope that the news of the last week is just the beginning of a movement to say no more corruption. It's enough. We cannot afford such level of corruption. Where any aid given to Haiti, most of it is funneled into people's pockets. That's the problem. But that's a problem that we as Haitians have to solve.
Garry,
and for whatever reason, we are unable to do that.
Garry, Ronnie had indicated just now who are these gangs, but the question also too is how are they empowered and what sustains them? We understand the poverty perspective. Go ahead.
What sustains them? First of all, they have kidnapping for ransom. that's been very lucrative. The other thing is they've made alliances with various political actors. And so basically what you had in Jamaica in the 70s when these posses were being used by politicians as shock troopers to destabilize the country. And this is what these gangs are doing. These are not the Crips and the Bloods of L.A. These are really thugs, criminals who are really hell-bent on destroying the society because it's either their way or there's no way. And the allies are the ones now you see being targeted by the U.S. There are some more people to come. We're going to hear some other actors in the private sector who are going to be sanctioned. Because what these people are doing to the Haitian government, just quickly, because I know there's a lot we can get to, but just recently, the Haitian government was able to break this system, whereas it is subsidizing the price of oil, gas, and fuel to a point where it cannot afford to do so. But it was doing so at the behest of the private sector to import. Those people who import the gas, so they're using the government money to make money, and they're not giving anything back to the government.
Pierre, let me say
Haiti is poor the way it is. These mafia types running the country.
Let me show you something, because trust me, I am very uncomfortable listening to that.
Yes.
Because we're living with it here.
Yes.
Very uncomfortable.
Yes.
It's only that I think they have gone to a place where they can walk in and close down gas station and close down. But the question is, how much of Haiti can help Haiti to come back to what we're talking about?
Yes.
Because it doesn't matter how much guns or manpower want to come from outside. If we don't have a complementary Haitian side, we're not going to go anywhere.
Who can bring the people of Haiti together?
And it's happening here.
Yeah. Can we hold on that answer to that question as we
need
take
a break,
this break? Yes.
On the Bridge 99. This is the Public Eye. Where else on Jamaican radio will you get this kind of discussion about our nearest neighbor, Haiti? We draw Jamaicans and the Jamaican spirit together everywhere. Soon come. 99 FM. Joining for the Global Connection with Irie Jam in New York. Irwine Clare is the moderator. Garry Pierre-Pierre from Haiti, Haitian American journalist, is our guest. Irwine, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Garry Pierre, what is the relationship between Haiti and the Dominican Republic?
Well, it's a long history. It has been a tumultuous history. Right now, my Haitian brothers and sisters are not doing really well there. They're being rounded up, deported back to a place that's not ready to accommodate the citizen that it already has, let alone new ones. But, one of the things I want to say about that relationship is that it's unfortunate because in New York, as Irwine knows very well, Dominicans and Haitians don't have any problems.
Don't have any problems.
Well.
No, we don't. No.
Wow.
And so, I just don't get it. And then, I understand it. It's the politicians who are behind this animosity. If you look at it, I mean, right now, Abinader is running his re-election campaign on an anti-Haitian platform. He wants to show that he's the toughest on Haitians. That's his thing. Building a silly wall and all these other nonsense that they're doing. And the reality is, the Dominican Republic doesn't know how vulnerable it is to Haitians. If indeed they wanted to get rid of Haitians, they would just destroy the economy the next day. Just the same way that Americans here, when we said, oh, we don't want Latinos, we don't want Mexicans, try to get rid of them and see what happens to our economy overnight.
Yes.
We live in a global world.
Yeah.
And this whole notion of that, you don't need this people, that people, because of certain reason, and they cannot stay in their homeland at the moment for whatever reason. And, we have to get beyond that and people to come together and speak out. People like us to point some uncomfortable truth to people. What do you have against whomever, Haitian or otherwise? Why don't you become a human? Open your heart and see, find a good in a person, how you can help. I thought after, 1939 experience,
that we will know that, it's not good to push people away, turn them away. But we're still doing it in 2022.
What's your dream?
That's how I would look at the situation in Haiti and the Dominican Republic, because seriously, a Haitian person, I don't have any animosity against the Dominican. And my Dominican friends, and I have lots of them, whenever we meet in New York, hey neighbor, what's going on? This is how we greet each other.
Ronnie, just before your question, it goes to show to I gather you'd have seen the recent news article about persons African American descent going to Haiti. Should be concerned. And I've heard this is an ongoing situation where they can have a situation where they can be rounded up and thinking that they're Haitians and deported, and they find themselves in some serious issues.
Yes.
And that's and it's unfortunate that if I may, I also recall, and this is where I think the president of DR once came to Jamaica and was honored.
Can you imagine?
A significant honor, and I'm still trying to figure out how that happened.
Regretful.
But the point is this, though, is that when you look at what's taking place in Haiti and DR right now, it's unfortunate considering that they're supposedly be a very hospitable country.
Garry, what's your dream for your country before we end? There's a huge Haitian community in the United States and in its diaspora now. Can it achieve political power? Can it wield influence on the local scene? What's your dream? 5 years time?
Well, that's it. That's the dream. That somehow there's a division between diaspora and Haitian leaders in Haiti, in the sense that they fear the diaspora coming, quote unquote, taking over. I think it's misguided. I think they need to see that we are we're brothers and sisters. That's what we are. One lives in Port-au-Prince, one lives in New York, but we have the same concerns, and that we can help. I mean, 1/3 of all black doctors in New York are Haitian.
Wow.
Garry, answer this for me. We have 3 sets of people are Haitian. We have the overseas that we are saying what should be done. We have a side in Haiti that we say are gangs, and we have the others. Now, how are we going to get a Haitian out of all that 3?
Yeah.
Well, what I think, this is, you asked me for my dream scenario. It's like the people in Haiti, the civil society in Haiti, decided that enough is enough. They're going to take back their country. And to do that, they're going to need two allies.
They were taken back from who?
First and foremost.
From themselves.
And the second is the international community. Like you were asking me, the first question you asked about CARICOM. Yeah. This is when CARICOM is going to need to be trading partners. To be able to provide economic opportunities so that there's stability in Haiti. And it can be done. It's a matter of us breaking the stranglehold that these gangs have had. And I don't mean the ones who with the guns in the streets. I'm talking about the private sector and the political class. Those are gangs as far as I'm concerned. So these are the people we need to confront. And we have the will, we have the way, we just have to make it happen.
Well, we had Jamaicans who have gone to Haiti and has invested large sums of money to help the Haitians, and they have to close down and come back home.
Well, that's because the country, they were facing these gangs that I was talking about. That's it. They don't want any competition. They don't want anybody. They are monopolistic. They are kleptocratic. And that's the way they are. And whether it's Jamaican, whether it's Haitian American, or whether it's white Americans, they'll find a way to destroy you. And so, therefore, we have to, this is the mindset that we have to go in. And I think, we're together. It's not just the Haitians in Haiti. It's not just the diaspora. It's not just the Jamaicans or the Americans or the CARICOM. It's all of us have to say, enough, guys. The jig is up.
I'll have to ask my colleague off the air. I will ask him on the air as to what he thinks should be done in Haiti.
Well,
because
I wish I knew.
He has a whole lot of religious approach.
Well, indeed, but it's at the same time, the love, the solidarity, the sinews of history that bind us together, Garry, Pierre-Pierre, we must never loosen those. You hear?
Yes, and I agree with you on that, Ronnie.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But that is threatened, Ronnie.
It is.
That is a serious threat.
Yes.
Anything we try to do for them, right?
It has to be with
or
them.
do with that part of your talking.
Yeah.
We have a war in section. How are you going to bring
Irwine,
it
I'm hoping that we can use the global connection with the Bridge and Irie Jam to highlight the progress in Haiti, the struggles as well as the opportunities.
And to tell our stories too, because it's very important. It's
very good.
Important.
Garry, thanks so much.
Well, thanks, guys. Always a pleasure in talking to you. And I know you don't celebrate it in Jamaica, but in the U.S., it's Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
They do, Garry. They do.
In a different way.
Gary, I'll tell you 10 seconds that I'm going to be at your university in the early part of next year.
Your joint university.
No, I am a student who have asked me to come and deliver my books to the library there.
Good.
So I will search for you.
And that should be a featured story in the Haitian Times.
And we will cover it on the public eye.
Okay.
All right.
Irwine Clare,
guys. Thank you so much.
All the best.
We share Thanksgiving greetings with the Caribbean community and with all lovers of Jamaica and indeed Haiti, who celebrate this day tomorrow. There's much indeed to be grateful for, and a spirit of gratitude is always the cornerstone of any future activity that is positive.
Indeed. And we want to wish happy Thanksgiving to our ambassador in Jamaica and to all Jamaicans who have returned home. Because I know that they're celebrating it just in their blood.
Really?
They'll be doing that. Yeah, man. I'm celebrating it, man. I mean, it's part of a lifestyle that one would have had for 30 years. You don't give it up just like that.
Between the two cultures.
It is. And we celebrate it in different forms. But it's about thanking, in our case, God for the opportunities that has been bestowed on us and how we should continue to be civil to each other. So until next week,
sacred
gentlemen,
time.
Thanks,
Irwine Clare. Sure. All the best. And to all of those who helped to make this program possible, we give you thanks. We particularly thank our producer, LaFane Wigger, and our technical operators, Jeffrey Brown, Romy, and the entire production team here at the Bridge 99 FM. A new phenomenon in radio. The Irie Jam family, we reach out to you also and to the world. Nikki Z is up next, and Pearnel, Charles, and I, with wide grins on our faces, will welcome her and thank you for your company. Till next time.
Till next time, and Irwine, say hello to all of those Jamaicans.
Look at that now.
Tell them we're going to come and see them soon.
This is The Public Eye. Till next time.